It's finally here. This day has finally come. It feels like waiting for a brand new game all over again. Because we have waited a long time to get this game. The Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack is about to get a whole lot of new subscribers because Bond is back home on a Nintendo platform where it rightfully belongs. And of course, I am talking about GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo Switch. I remember so fondly waking up on Christmas morning as a child, unwrapping a Nintendo 64 with Mario Kart 64 and GoldenEye 007. Oh boy, was it magical. That was one of the greatest Christmases to ever be, and it has felt like that all over again with this re-release as well. And this is also available via Xbox Game Pass or Rare Replay if you own that collection of games you already own. GoldenEye, it'll be just loaded into your library. GoldenEye on Xbox is the slightly updated version of the game. It looks shinier, it looks prettier, it doesn't look as rough around the edges. It has 4K, higher frame rates, better audio and textures, 16:9 widescreen, achievement support. The control scheme on Xbox as well is much better by default. It doesn't require all this tweaking there. On Xbox you can just go into it and the controls are modernized. It works well. It's pretty much perfect. But on Switch, Nintendo has pulled an odd job there. But we're not here to talk about the Xbox version, no, because Xbox isn't home to GoldenEye. So of course we're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch version of GoldenEye, and even though the Nintendo Switch version of this game is the exact same Nintendo 64 version from 1997 with no new shiny updates or textures or visuals there, it's the same OG version, and that's a no-brainer really. It's a Nintendo 64 game on Nintendo Switch Online going into the Nintendo 64 service of games. Why would they put an updated version there? Now before you go in reliving all of your nostalgia from childhood, nostalgia of the Nintendo 64, playing this iconic game, there is a few little tweaks there that you will need to do to make it play better. Because at first the control scheme by default will confuse you and completely throw you off. So much needed tweaking is required if you are using Joy-Cons or a Pro controller, or if you are playing this game with the intended one-stick Nintendo 64 controller. You will feel right at home with no tweaking required because this is built for the Nintendo 64 controller. And if you are playing this game on Switch with that intended controller, then you're good to go. It'll be perfect. But if you're playing with Joy-Cons or a Pro controller, some tweaking will be needed to get it right. So I done some digging. I looked online and then I found this video by Game Explain explaining what I need to do, what you should do. First, pause the game so it opens up the Q Watch, and then go to Control Style. Change it to 1.2 solitaire settings. The control style works great, it does, but it maps it to both control sticks, but it's reversed, with aiming being on the left and movement being on the right. Really messes you up. What I would also recommend is remapping your controller in the system settings itself of your Nintendo Switch under controllers and sensors. And then click change button mapping, and then select the controller you are using, click on change stick settings, and then turn both them on, and then your aiming will be back on the right stick and your movement will be back on the left stick, and this will reverse the already reversed wrong way to play an FPS to the right way to play. And then while you're at it, change some of the button mapping as well. Change ZR to ZL to shoot with the right trigger instead of the left, and ZL to L for aiming with the other trigger. And now when you have done all that, make sure to save this as a preset for future so you don't need to keep going in there and changing buttons around and remapping them every single time. So save it as a preset, call it whatever you want, I don't know, GoldenEye perhaps. But also while you're at it as well, in your Q Watch you can go to ratio and change it from normal to 16:9 for widescreen support. And yeah, there it is. It now runs like a modern first-person shooter should. But I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed here because I've noticed that the multiplayer for GoldenEye isn't full online multiplayer like Nintendo has kind of been advertising it to be. It's just online multiplayer with friends, with up to 4 friends, no full online support with random people. I kind of did expect that anyway, but at least we can still play GoldenEye online with up to 4 friends via Switch Online, and we finally have GoldenEye back on a Nintendo platform, or just back in general, be it the Xbox, the Switch. GoldenEye is back, Bond is back, and it's a glorious thing. Nostalgia, childhood, whatever you're doing this weekend, go and relive it all and have a blast doing it. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time.